is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for October 23rd, 2024. Disturbed are bringing the Sickness 25th anniversary tour to the TD Garden on March 14th of 2025, featuring 2 sets in one show, the band's debut album, The Sickness, in its entirety, and the greatest hits. 3 Days Grace with Adam Gontier and Sevendust will open up the show. Tickets are on sale now. You'll find a link to get tickets in the show notes of this episode. Halestorm has announced the Living Room Sessions tour that'll bring Lizzie Hale and Joe Hottinger telling stories, playing Halestorm classics, deep cuts, and covering some of the songs that inspired them. The acoustic tour kicks off on January 8th at the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan, and wraps up on January 25th at Higher Ground in South Burlington, Vermont. 12 shows in total are scheduled. That includes January 22nd in Charleston, South Carolina at the Charleston Music Hall, presented by 98 Rock, and in Springfield, Mass at the Aria Ballroom at MGM Springfield. Tickets go on sale this Friday, October 25th. During a recent interview with Eddie Trunk, Myles Kennedy talking about the status of the songwriting sessions for the next Slash featuring Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators album, saying, quote, "The process technically started when we were on the road earlier this year. During sound checks and stuff, we started working on some ideas. And at this point, the other guys are down there essentially demoing stuff, and then I get updates on a nightly basis. Generally, just where things are, and that allows me to work on my melodies and work on the lyrics and whatnot. So yeah, the trick for me, since I'm getting ready to embark on this solo tour in Europe next week, is finding a window when I'll actually be able to go track my vocals. But they're in the thick of it right now, and I'm really loving what I'm hearing." Slash featuring Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators are scheduled to enter the studio in November to begin recording their 5th studio album. A tentative release date is in 2025. Queen guitarist Brian May has confirmed that the band's former bassist, John Deacon, is still involved in the group's decision-making process, saying, quote, "John still has a yes or no say. We get messages that he's happy with what we're doing, but he doesn't want the stress of being involved creatively, and we respect that." Foreigner have announced they've decided to extend their farewell tour to include a celebration of the band's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Original band members will join them on select shows, starting with Foreigner's sold-out 3-week fall residency at the Venetian in Las Vegas. Both Rick Wills and Al Greenwood are frequent guests of Foreigner and will sit in with the band that they helped create for the entire residency. Discussions are in hand to include Lou Gramm as Foreigner moves forward to its 50th anniversary in 2026. They just announced a slew of new tour dates, including September 21st of 2025 in West Springfield, Massachusetts at the Big E Arena. Elton John, Chappell Roan, Lucy Dacus, and more were backstage at Joni Mitchell's Hollywood Bowl concerts this past weekend for a secret jam session. Joni Mitchell held her first headlining concerts in Los Angeles in over 24 years. In a video posted by Brandi Carlile, the clip, called Joni Jam, showed the backstage antics at the Hollywood Bowl. Joni Mitchell singing Elton John's classic, I'm Still Standing. Blake Mills, Allison Russell, and more were also seen in the clip. Caleb Shomo from Beartooth just stopped a show in the UK to defend his wife. The band was playing the O2 Academy in Birmingham when the incident occurred. It's not clear what happened in the audience. However, Shomo stopped the show to address what he was seeing in the crowd, saying in a video posted online, quote, "I put on a show for these people who paid good money just like yourself. But you do not talk to anybody like that. I don't care who it is, but especially not my fucking wife." At that point, he stopped short of completing his thought as applause from the audience rang out over him defending his wife. The crowd started chanting at the heckler. He said, quote, "Everybody quiet down. Don't encourage him. We're going to let security take care of this." Eventually, he returned to the front of the stage, saying, "All right, anyway, Jesus, I don't think anybody in the world needs to be talked to like that, but he messed with the wrong fucking person tonight." Singer-songwriter Matthew Sweet, behind 90s hits like Girlfriend and I've Been Waiting, has suffered a stroke. His longtime manager, Russell Carter, confirmed the news in a statement to Rolling Stone, saying that Sweet was forced to cancel his cross-country tour and his shows with fellow musicians after, quote, suffering a debilitating stroke in Toronto last Saturday night. Matthew was quickly admitted to Toronto Western Hospital, where he was put into excellent care and taken out of immediate danger. He was transferred to a rehabilitation center back at home in Omaha today, where he will undergo extensive therapy. Sweet's family and friends have also set up a GoFundMe to help cover his medical costs. The musician currently doesn't have insurance or touring income. Bruce Springsteen's manager, John Landau, has praised the casting of the Bears' Jeremy Allen White as the boss in the upcoming biopic Deliver Me From Nowhere. 20th Century Studios is producing Deliver Me From Nowhere, following Bruce Springsteen during the making of his 1982 album, Nebraska. The film is being directed by Scott Cooper, who directed Black Mass and Hostels. It's based on the 2023 book, Deliver Me From Nowhere, The Making of Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska by Warren Zanes, and is scheduled to start filming this fall. Landau telling The Hollywood Reporter, "Oh my God, he's just perfect. The casting is great." Keith Richards gave a surprise performance at the Country Music Hall of Fame induction ceremony over the weekend. The Rolling Stones guitarist and songwriter made an impromptu appearance alongside Vince Gill, Emmylou Harris, and drummer Steve Jordan to induct former Elvis Presley guitarist James Burton. Richards' appearance was reportedly kept under wraps to even Burton until the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum CEO Kyle Young announced him to the stage. Burton later said, "What a surprise. They're all my heroes, all of these guys I work with, and I want to thank God for giving me a small part of being with these people. I'm so honored. I love them all." Grammy-winning songwriter and frontman Scott Stapp from Creed is set to perform at the Grand Ole Opry tonight. It'll be the rocker's first time inside the circle and the first live performance of his first ever duet, If These Walls Could Talk, featuring Dorothy. And Gibson has announced a limited run of Jimmy Page 1964 SJ200 guitars, as well as a collector's edition to celebrate their 130th anniversary. The collaboration pays homage to the guitar that Page played on Led Zeppelin's self-titled 1969 debut album. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 229, featuring Jeff Plate from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, is available now.